All right, we're live. Welcome to the Stoner Bros Podcast Wrestling, episode 3. And yesterday, Saturday night, Sunday morning was a big night. We could say that. There was a couple teases last night on that night in New Japan Power Struggle, which we're talking about. We ain't gonna get into that. We're gonna get into those when the time is right. But let's just say it is. Those two surprises were actually, one of them wasn't really a surprise, but the other was. But we'll get to that later. And first, we're going to be talking about Power Struggle. Before we do that, we're going to introduce the buds that we have. Go ahead, Scotty.
All right, what's up? What's up? I've always had my bag of goodness, and got me some Quirkle today. A little bit of Quirkle. Shadow. Have a little fun.
Nice.
But to touch on what I was saying, if y'all haven't seen Power Struggle yet, 2017 from New Japan Pro Wrestling, and you consider yourself a true wrestling fan, and you actually want to see a show that will put, and I'm going to put this out there, put WrestleMania to shame. Just check out Power Struggle. Check the climax out. I'm telling you right now, in the last 3 years, I have not seen a pay-per-view from Impact or WWE as good as Power Struggle was last night. Well, not last night, but Saturday.
You gotta go see. Then you gotta go see You gotta see Dominion in June. Then you gotta see Wrestle Kingdom last year.
Oh, I've already watched Wrestle Kingdom from last year.
That one, I think,
was one of the first shows you recommended to me, actually.
Yeah, and I think that one is the best Wrestle Kingdom ever, before Wrestle Kingdom 9, in my opinion.
Right.
Yeah, man, Power Struggle was pretty insane. I waited until 8, 9 o'clock before we started getting information of what happened.
Yep.
Woke up and then, man,
I had every link sent to my phone within 5 minutes of you being awake. I was so appreciative. I'm not gonna lie.
Yeah, man, it was just, I was in wow. So we're gonna start off with the first match. I guess Scott wants to talk about the Young Bucks. And the Young Bucks opened up the show. It was a 9-minute match. They faced Titan and Dragon Lee. And if you don't know who Dragon Lee is, Dragon Lee has a big, huge rivalry with Hiromu Takahashi, who we're going to be talking about later. But it was a good match. The New Bucks came out with their new submission move called Cease and Desist. Man, they're just plugging it left and right, bro. Plugging it left and right.
The more WWE did against the Bullet Club and these guys, the more ammo and the more publicity they got. And it goes on top of the factor that the Young Bucks are one of the hottest, if not the hottest tag team out there right now in professional wrestling. And I don't care who likes me saying it or not. It's the truth. There isn't a tag team in WWE next to the Usos that I would compare with the ability and popularity-wise of the Bullet Club. Or, the Young Bucks.
Yeah, I haven't seen a tag team that's so over since the Legion of Doom.
These guys could take a shit on the Pope's fucking picture on national TV and then wipe their ass with Queen Elizabeth's picture.
Dude,
and throw it at President Trump while pissing on the American flag, and they would still be fucking cheered.
Dude, and it's also, they can make that a shirt and still make money off of it.
Mm-hmm.
But supposedly what we heard, Roppongi 3K beat Team 69, which is Taiguchi and ACH, which, if you haven't seen ACH, man, he is phenomenal. And that's what I like about New Japan. They just bring out these guys that you haven't seen.
You see wrestling.
Yeah.
You don't see gimmick.
Yeah, you just see them and they go out there, go do your thing, do your moves, boom, and it's just,
then the mic comes out. You talk when you're done.
Mm-hmm.
You can hear them talking shit in the ring too, which is fucking awesome.
Yeah. So what we have, and it's confirmed at Wrestling Kingdom 12 that it's Roppongi 3K. Roppongi buys 3K, Yo and Show versus the Young Bucks for the junior heavyweight titles, which is going to be phenomenal, I think.
Right.
The next match that we're going to talk about, which, in my opinion, was the third best match on the card. We're not going to get to majority of the cards because, to tell you the truth, the lower end of the card before those three big matches, anyway, it wasn't nothing. The Minoru Suzuki versus Yoro Toriano wasn't worth it.
Everything I watched online, I watched it on YouTube there, the links you sent me.
Yeah.
I didn't see Tonga there.
Tama Tonga?
I didn't see my crazy boy there.
He was there. He was in that I think he was in a four. I think they weren't there because they're getting ready to do the junior tag leagues here in a couple days, or the World Tag League.
That was my only gripe with the show. I didn't see Tonga. I enjoy watching them. I do. I enjoy the Tonga brothers, and I enjoy my fucking boy. I do. I think honestly, his crazy gimmick with the face paint shit when he comes out like that. I think the first match I saw with him was him versus New Japan Pro Wrestling's version of Mikey Whipwreck.
Yeah.
The one that comes running out and pretty much same kind of style. He came out with a DVD and all that crap. You know, and I don't know. It was the first match I've seen in New Japan. I mean, I've seen Tonga before, but that was the first one I've seen in New Japan Pro Wrestling. And I don't know. Him and his brother are an awesome team, man, too. They're, again, I'd like to see them versus the Usos.
Yeah, I'm telling you, I think that would be a great match. And having Rikishi on the Usos side and Haku on Tom Thomas, that would be a good match. So I guess we're going to talk about Vince's guy. But Scotty's guy over here, Marty Scurll, the villain, versus Will Ospreay. And man, talk about a difference of styles. It wasn't. There was energy there, but wasn't that luchador style energy, which was pretty cool. The thing, Scurll got over on Ospreay again. The cool thing about it on the English commentary is how they were talking about the rivalry between Scurll and Ospreay, and I didn't know it was like 10 matches where Scurll just defeated Ospreay 10 straight. So I guess that's Ospreay's, what do you say, arch nemesis now?
They're building it up, and I think we're going to see this at Wrestle Kingdom. We're seeing the 4-way at Wrestle Kingdom.
Yes, we're seeing the 4-way at Wrestle Kingdom.
Which again, I am fucking. Can I steal your phrase?
Go ahead.
Jack to the tits, baby. Fucking jack to the tits. I fucking am for this match, man. I am. The talent in this match is incredible. And they're all different styles. You have two of the same. You have all of them competing against each other. And this match with him and Ospreay, and I'm a huge Ospreay fan, and obviously I'm a villain fan. I one of the first wrestlers I think me and you actually ever talked about was actually Marty Scurll.
Yeah.
And he's just for me in the indies, he's my indie darling. He's my favorite indie wrestler. Love his gimmick, love his attitude, love the fact that he's just a sarcastic prick. I'm a heel fan, and to me, how the fuck do you become more of a heel by being called the villain?
Yeah.
Like, you've told everybody, fuck you, you don't decide, I'm the bad guy.
And he's not really the bad guy. He's like the villain. Everybody calls him the villain, but he's actually the good guy. You know, it's just
everyone loves him. It's like DX. It's like a DX bad guy thing. Stone Cold bad guy. Rock bad guy. People still love him.
So Scurll got the pin over Ospreay by a roll up, which was pretty cool. I like that whole entire ending sequence. Ospreay got him with the Ospreay cutter, and then rolling him out. And then I guess Scurll just rolled him up. Got the 1, 2, 3, the surprise shot, and then everybody starts coming out. You got Scurll and Ospreay in the ring, and then Kushida comes out. And then the funniest part, in my opinion, was Hiromu Takahashi coming out there, stands outside, puts on his helmets, puts on gloves. Because if you haven't seen what happened to Hiromu Takahashi, go to YouTube and start and put Will Ospreay knocks out Hiromu Takahashi. And Marty Scurll breaks Hiromu Takahashi's finger. That was all end of matches. It's funny, and you get it when he comes into the arena. And like what Scott said, I am jacked to this tits for Wrestle Kingdom 12. So at Wrestle Kingdom 12 for the junior heavyweight title, it's Scroll versus Ospreay versus Kushida versus Hiromu Takahashi at Wrestle Kingdom 12 Fatal 4-Way.
It's going to be fucking awesome. It is going to be one of the best fucking matches. If you're a WWE fan and you only watch one independent wrestling match, watch Wrestle Kingdom. Just watch it. Watch these shows. Watch this match. If this match doesn't convince you to stay on the fucking show, hey, go be a face fan. I don't care. Fucking mad at me. Don't hurt my fucking feelings because I get to watch this talent. Just saying.
Yeah. So rate the match, Scroll versus Ospreay, and give me your pick on the Fatal 4-Way. Who do you want? We're gonna do two-month prediction.
Who do I want?
Yeah,
we already know the answer to who I'm gonna pick.
Villain.
It don't fucking matter. It could be Roman Reigns, Kane, Undertaker, and Big Daddy Cool himself against Scroll, and I'd still pick Scroll. He's my favorite. I honestly don't see New Japan putting that belt on him and a couple months later saying they're not like that. They don't toss belts around like that. So I'm picking Scroll right off the back, and I'll be honestly, two of my favorite indie wrestlers going at it. That match to me was a 5. Straight up. The ending. I know you didn't really find it that charismatic or that entertaining of a match.
It just, to me, the energy wasn't there, but I get that's the only downside because
they put on the best match they could though.
I just woke up and I was watching it early in the morning. I'm like, I'll watch it, and then I was just like, whoa, this is like in my deep sleeper, watching on my computer, just watching the match, and I'm just sitting there. I was like, if I was like really up and into this match.
But think about it. Ospreay is off the rope, high flying, bang it out kind of guy. All right, Scroll's a fuck you up, keep it down. You know what I mean? He's not. They're two different styles.
Yeah.
And they clashed them together. And every time they clash together, they always put on at least a 4-star match.
Yeah,
I'm telling you right now, I've actually gone on Google today and I looked it up a little bit about them. I've gone on YouTube and researched some of them. And I'm going to tell you what right now. Just go on there and watch it.
Well, I've seen PWG's Bowler last year when Scroll won that, and he beat Ospreay in the final. There was another match I saw last at WCPW's show. Him and Ospreay or Scroll beat Ospreay, and that one was one hell of a match. Yeah, but I'm gonna rate this actually a 3.5, and there's a reason why I said that. It's the build up how this show is, and you're gonna disagree. Our ratings are gonna disagree on the. I know Kota Ibushi and the Hiromu and the Tanahashi matches. Well, we can get to that later. But the biggest surprise, I guess, is next is what happened at the U.S. for the IWGP U.S. Heavyweight Championship. It was Trent Beretta versus Kenny Omega, and nobody expected Trent Beretta to win. I didn't. No. I know Scott didn't.
I expected one hell of a fucking match, which I was given.
And it was one hell of a match. And Trent Beretta is really fucking talented.
Yeah, he's going to be great in WWE someday.
He was in the WWE. Yeah, he got released.
When he comes back. Because you know that they're not going to get Omega. They're not getting Kenny. They're not getting him. The motherfucker legitimately says out publicly, there ain't nobody in the WWE that can do what I do in this ring.
Well, and it's also his G1.
But I can do whatever anyone in WWE can do.
Yeah, and also if go on YouTube and you Google Kenny Omega's G1 Climax speech, English subtitles. Mm-hmm. And when he's speaking to Japanese, he told everybody that he's not going to that side, and there's this big, huge pop. So yeah, I see that he's not going to the side. Him, Okada, Tanahashi's the John Cena. He's on his way out, but you got Okada, Omega,
These guys don't need WrestleMania to
Yeah.
satisfy them.
Yeah, and
These guys have their WrestleMania. These guys, they may not put on 100 fucking plus thousand shows, which honestly WWE lies about. Surprise, surprise. But legitimately, they don't, you know what I mean? They don't care about it. They do it because they love the sport. They do it because they're good at what they do. They do it obviously because they make money at what they do. But they do it because the freedom they have and the respect they have over there.
Mm-hmm.
You know, they're not going to get that in Connecticut.
No, they won't.
Stanford ain't going to give them that.
We're going to stick with Trent Beretta for right now because I saw Being the Elite. If you're not a Being the Young Bucks fan, you need to go watch the Being the Elite series. And this one was 10 boots, and this one was from the previous, like 2 weeks ago when they came out on ROH. Or War of the Worlds, I think that's what it was.
Yeah.
Wars or something like that. But they've been showing on the Being Elite Chuck Taylor and Trent Beretta. And I'm gonna call them the Richards because what's the other name for a Richard?
I honestly don't know.
The shorter version of Richard is a Dick.
Oh, now how are you going to say that about the guy?
No. I'm not saying they're dicks, but the gimmick that they're playing, Chuck Taylor and Trent Beretta, if you've seen the Being Elite, you're just like, man, I can't believe Chuck Taylor is really a dick in real life. I can't believe Trent Beretta is really a dick.
You realize if him or Mitch watch this show on YouTube, I don't think they do. Because they never have anything to say about the snide remarks and jokes we make. You ever notice that?
Who?
The Rickshaw or friggin' Mitch, they never have anything to say about our jokes we make. I don't think they watch our show.
No, they don't watch our show. Well, it's all right.
I'm hurt. I'm hurt by this. I thought we were friends.
Well, we could probably shoot on them tonight on the Fatal 4 podcast when we cover Raw.
Me?
Come on, Mr. Shooter.
I would never do that. I would never shoot on people. I'm a nice guy. It's the humanoids that don't like me.
Oh, excuse me.
It's just the humanoids that don't like me. All right. You know, you can either follow me and go to greatness, or you can miss away like the rest. I'm just saying.
Fuck off.
Right?
Well, I was about to back to
dropped.
Well, Ospreay asked him, he's like, hey, can you spray tan my back?
Right.
Grabs the can, and he's like, yeah, I got it. He doesn't spray tan his back. He draws a penis on the back of Will Ospreay. And Ospreay's like, oh, thanks, man. And Trent Beretta is just like, with his glasses, chewing his gum all out, and he's like, it's a dick. And he just walks off. That was hilarious. But now let's get into the match. And, man, I thought this match was going to be over in 15 minutes. I thought Trent Beretta went through a beating, dude.
Bro, I can't believe you thought it was only going to be a 15-minute match with the talent that was going to be in that ring. I mean, they have fucking 20 minutes of moves apiece.
I know, but I was just like, damn, this one's going to be short because Trent Beretta took a beating. And he's still having that back problem. You can tell he's having that back problem since that nasty spill at Wrestle Kingdom, man.
That fucking moonsault over the top rope looked pretty fucking good, though. We did.
Mm-hmm.
Although honestly, Omega's was better.
Yeah.
Way more fluent.
The match was pretty good. It went about 25, 26 minutes. Omega, One Winged Angel, of course. So this is where the first surprise happens. Omega gets on the mic and he starts like, I've beaten everybody here in New Japan. This is the time when somebody's going to come out and challenge me. Nobody does. Nobody comes out. So in Japan, he's just like, well, look, he speaks in Japanese. And he was just saying like, you know, there's no one. What he said in English, like, there's nobody facing me. There's nobody facing me. Nobody comes out. He was there. Now he's going into his ending, saying his good night and goodbye. And when that happens, the arena goes black. And the next thing you know, is you see a countdown counter.
When the last
And
time I
doesn't
saw
that countdown counter remind you of somebody else on the other side
it.
of that big, huge fucking lake? And
Another one
it
of
was,
my heroes.
and I guess Scott, if you want to, you could take this over and tell him who was it, and tell him and your opinions about it, and I'll give you mine.
My opinion of the Beretta and Omega match was honestly it was great. It was definitely a 4-5. It really was.
It was a 4, and definitely in my opinion. Yeah. I give Beretta a performance of a 6 out of 5, and Omega as a 6 out of 5.
I say Beretta actually kind of underperformed myself.
You think so? I think out of all,
if I was doing on a 1 to 10, and I had to rank them, he would be a 7, and Omega would be a 10.
Yeah,
I think Omega definitely carried that match a lot. I do.
He was proving his dominance. I mean, that
match.
But
the factor that, Beretta did the moves he did with his back the way it is, that right there says something about how good of a wrestler he is. I mean, I only saw a few botches in the whole night. There was only a few. I think that was the Ibushi. I can never pronounce his fucking name. Tamahashi and Ibushi, whatever the fuck his name is. Fucking.
You could just say Ibushi.
Ibushi Gesundheit. Ryan, God bless you, my friend. Ryan, may Jesus be with you too. Fucking. But no, like, that match was a great match. It was. But I think, honestly, if Beretta would have been healthy, that match should have gone a lot longer, and it would have been a lot better. But I definitely would give it a 4-5 out of 5.
Definitely.
But no, getting back on the countdown. So, if anyone remembers the Attitude Era at all, towards the end of it there, when
probably don't.
Yeah. Well, there was this legend of a heel, Mr. Armbar, that came out back in the day.
1001 moves.
Yeah. The Canadian Cruiserweight Champion. A great Canadian at that, by the way, named of Chris Jericho.
Leon de Oro.
My man, my favorite heel of the mid-90s, came out there, and he holds up a picture of Omega. Talks a little smack like Jericho does it in a likable way because, well, let's be honest, much like me, he's an adorable, likable asshole.
He goes, Kenny's a great performer. He's always been a great performer, but I'm the best in the world.
And many have claimed to be the best in the world, but I'm the only one still here. CM Punk, he went on a roll. He even brought Punk up.
Yeah,
I want to see Punk come to New Japan.
I think Punk's done with wrestling.
I want to see him do a run in New Japan for wrestling. I fucking want to see it. Do you realize how much ROH would pay him?
A lot. No, not just ROH. It would be split between ROH and New Japan.
Think about the dream matches we could have with Punk.
Yeah, but I mean, we'll see.
Punk is a New Japan pro wrestling style wrestler. Go in, fight your fucking fight, cut your fucking promo.
And then the cool thing, Jericho has Omega's picture. He rips it up, throws it down, and then he challenges Kenny Omega
because
at Wrestle Kingdom 12.
He might be Omega, but Chris Jericho is Alpha.
Yeah.
Suplex City, bitch.
Thing was, it's crazy because from that in, the internet practically broke. The wrestling side of the internet practically broke because it's just, dude.
Every wrestling group I was in went off. Went fucking off. Like, instantly, I'm getting notification after notification after notification. Like, holy fucking hell. I got like 20 fucking emails. Friggin', it was crazy.
I got the Wrestling Observer newsletter from Dave Meltzer saying that shit. And we're going to go into this Chris Jericho, why he's there. Supposedly, he's a free agent.
Returning to New Japan.
Payback was his last day on the contract, even though Vince McMahon gave him a contract to stay for an extra month with that happen and all that.
He was on a handshake agreement at the time, if I remember correctly. Still, wasn't he?
Yeah,
Wasn't he still like a show-to-show basis kind of deal right now?
Yeah, it's like if you're here, we'll pay you. If you're not, it's cool, whatever.
Yeah.
Which Chris Jericho knew because he was going on tour with Fozzy. The thing that really pissed off Chris Jericho is the cruise that's going to happen. And everybody thought that's when the Kenny Omega and Chris Jericho cruise was going to happen. It's next year, and that's way too long. Chris Jericho asked WWE if he could take the NXT guys over there, and they flat out said no. And then he's like, okay, well, I'm going to go find someone else. Ghost calls ROH, and now it's called the Cruise of Honor Tournament.
Which is why I believe that Jericho has now signed a contract with New Japan Pro Wrestling.
Well, they've had talks in August. He signed with them in August, and he was on tour. He was just on tour, and then one thing led to another to this big, huge thing, and that's where it goes.
I'm excited to see him back in New Japan. I really am. I'm excited for the factor of the match. And for you guys that don't know, I hate to say it, but I'm kind of a face fan when it comes to New Japan Pro Wrestling a little bit because I'm just getting back into it. Because last time I watched it was 2013, so me and Al started talking. And I'm gonna tell you right now, the talent they have there against Jericho. I mean, the opportunity of matches that are out there are endless right now, especially with ROH being mixed into it.
They don't know. They don't know if it's like a multi-month thing for New Japan or like a year thing. But they're saying it's just a one-off thing, doing the big, have somebody big coming into for Wrestle Kingdom tour.
No, I read earlier today that it's going to be a lead. They're doing a feud matches. They're actually going to do it out.
Okay.
And Meltzer said that it's very unrealistic to ever happen, but it could also be a build-up to WrestleMania.
That could happen, yeah.
I don't see it happening. I do not see Omega stepping on WWE territory unless WWE works something out with New Japan Pro Wrestling and with ROH. It's just you'd have to do an invasion angle. You can't just have a gimmick match like that and not be able to promote it. I mean, how are you going to promote? How is WWE going to promote that match?
So are you saying is that why they pulled off that SmackDown invasion angle?
I think so.
SmackDown? Do you think they're doing that for making an invasion out in Japan? If they do, that would be fucking awesome. And they're bringing.
Well, the problem with that is they're all in England right now,
dude. But they could send the big names over there. Gallows, Anderson, Nakamura, and Balor. That's it.
No. You got to send one more over there too.
Strowman.
Brock Lesnar.
Brock Lesnar's home at his farm doing his thing.
Oh, fuck does Paul Heyman do that?
He doesn't want to do those.
So fuck does Paul Heyman do that, man? My fucking throat is raw now.
But yeah, I mean, I wish this is the only time that I wish I was a fly on the wall on Vince McMahon's office to see or like in his bedroom when he's up like at 3 o'clock in the morning. You got the message, Vince Jericho's at Japan Wrestle Kingdom 12. I bet
he was on a power struggle. He challenged Kenny Omega. He brought up CM Punk, damn it. What? He's fired. Vince, he doesn't work for us anymore. Fuck.
But it does. I do think it really does help out the wrestling business. It shows shows that there is competition now.
He's going to be looking for cease and desist on Jericho now.
But Chris Jericho's been having that name since before he even went into the WWE.
No, not in the name. Well, in that promo he cut, he mentioned WWE performers.
Yeah, but I mean, it's a shoot. They can't do it. It's already done with. They can't show that promo no more.
I'm going to bet you they try to sanction him. They try to somehow fucking censor him.
I doubt it.
And it's their own fault. They could have made a shit ton of money if they did that cruise with him.
Yeah, it is their own fault. Honestly, it is. They even put the Young Bucks even more over by acknowledging that they do exist. They fired Jimmy Jacobs for taking a selfie with the Bullet Club.
Look, the Zombie Princess was friends with them before he was a writer with WWE.
I mean, I get that. I understand that.
And for those of you that don't know, Jimmy Jacobs' ring name is the Zombie Princess.
Dude, and we're getting enough talking, but when he came out at Wrestle Kingdom with that Quiet Horses with Songs of the Lamb song.
That's his intro song. So he
Yeah,
came out on a shit. I can't remember I was watching it online. He came out. There's this dude just destroying Solomon Crow.
Sammy Callahan.
Yes, he's destroying this independent league. And he came out there and called him right out, challenged him, and they fought in the ring a little bit. And Jacobs he's got some talent.
He's a good wrestler, dude. You got to see him when he faced Kevin Steen, aka Kevin Owens, at ROH around 2012, 2011. When Kevin Steen had that title, and they had a pretty good run. And he's a genius, dude. He is a fucking genius, and just
to fire someone for taking a fucking selfie is a little fucking like I would be suing them for wrongful termination.
True, but I guess they probably have that in their company protocol.
What, you can't take pictures with anybody else? They don't work for WWE? So what, Dusty Rhodes can't post a picture of him and Cody together at a family outing?
I don't know, man. We don't work back there in the WWE, because if we did, we would have changed the direction of the
Kevin Nash is posting pictures of him and X-Pac. With Kip James, fucking Road Dogg.
Yeah.
Excuse me, for those of you that don't know, Road Dogg went by Kip James for a bit.
So
he's actually part of the Armstrong family. He's one of the Armstrong. Bullet Bob was the father, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, he's Brad's brother.
Yeah. So
R.I.P. Brad.
Prediction on the Omega Jericho match.
I'm saying Jericho is going to take this one, which is how they're going to exceed into the feud.
Yes.
I don't think you're going to see Jericho wrestle a lot in New Japan at first. I think he's going to have that Brock Lesnar contract deal. I mean, you'll see him make appearances. You'll hear him cut promos. He'll come in every now and then and interfere, but I don't think you're going to see him wrestle very many matches.
And that's fine, because New Japan has a lot of talent, and they got a lot of wrestlers there that they actually use.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, you're going to have all those young lions that graduated and been wrestling. They're going to go on excursions now. So you're going to have those other young lions that have been cleaning up the dojo and been training in the dojo. Now you're going to see them do beginning matches.
You do realize this is going to end with Jericho putting Omega over, passing the torch to Omega.
No, I just think Jericho just wants. There's two things, in my opinion, and I don't know, is Chris Jericho the wrestler gimmick is an attention. Then again, Chris Jericho, the person that is in wrestling, wants to make wrestling better. Mm-hmm. Those are my two opinions.
I think he's gone to New Japan to put people over. But I think he's passing the torch on I think he's passing the best in the wrestling world business. I think he's passing that over to Omega.
Yeah. And it's crazy because, I was expecting Kota Ibushi, Kenny Omega, Wrestle Kingdom 12. And I thought that was going to happen. So I guess that would honestly lead us into Ibushi versus Tanahashi for the IWGP Intercontinental Championship.
Scott. Boxermania?
Huh?
Boxermania?
Yeah, Scott, go ahead. Give me your pros and your cons about this match. Your rating, and then we're going to the review afterwards.
Well, my prediction was Ibushi. A Sneezy, whatever the fuck his name is. That was my prediction. And I was rather let down by his performance, honestly, in the ring. Tanahashi carried that fucking match. He did. And for the fact of the matter of the talent Ibushi has, to have Tanahashi carry that whole match, I don't understand it. I understand you have bad nights, but damn, bro. Honestly, I give that a 3.5. And I only give it a 3.5 because it didn't live to the potential. And there were so many fucking botches in that he did. He did amateur botches to that whole fucking match. I mean, at one point, you see Tanahashi lose his fucking cool and come unglued on him. Legitimately, he stunned. I don't know if you noticed. Remember when I said, "Holy fuck!" It looks like he really gave it to Ibushi. That was after one of the botches where he threw him into the fucking turnbuckle and he hit his head into it, and he nailed his neck wrong. And he came out and he unloaded those fucking punches on him. I don't know if you noticed, but one of them you could tell connected good. And he kept going on him. And he saw fucking, and he was yelling at him while he did it.
Yeah.
He was fucking pissed. He went shoot on him for a minute.
Yeah. And that's why I gave it a 4.5.
Because he went shoot on him?
Yeah, dude. He went. That's always Kota Ibushi. He's gonna botch up on something. He's gonna kick you real hard in the fucking face where he's like, oops. And then you're gonna stand up. Perfect example of that Shinsuke Nakamura versus Kota Ibushi Wrestle Kingdom 9.
Mm-hmm.
Watch that one. You should. That's Kota Ibushi to the finest.
Okay.
And he botched a lot of things in that match, but that match was still fucking great.
He's a dangerous wrestler, in my personal opinion.
He's the Alicia Fox of the men's side on the independent.
He needs to go back to wrestling school. He needs to actually do real training.
He's doing things too fast because he's totally talented. He's one of the most talented wrestlers.
Everything I saw in that match pointed to an unprofessional, inexperienced wrestler.
Or it's either he's having neck problems because he had to have neck surgery. He almost didn't have a career. Like,
which one, Ibushi or Tanahashi?
Well, both of them, they have. Tanahashi is a torn bicep. That's why he's wearing the thing.
Right.
But Ibushi 3 years ago, he took a Styles Clash wrong.
Oh, I remember that. Yeah. He tucked his head.
Fucked up his head.
Yeah.
And it's still not right. That's why everybody's attacking his head.
He tucked his head back, and you're not supposed to do that.
Yeah. And that was also Yoshihatsu too. That's just Kota Ibushi to me, man. And I really liked the match. It was completely a New Japan style wrestling match.
It was, but it was so many botches on his end, dude. I mean, from the the Hurricane Rana or Frankenstein off the top rope, a couple of the wizard kicks. There's so many to mention in that match that it was just, for me to give it anything more than a 3.5, it's just being ludicrous, bro. If this was Randy Orton versus AJ Styles in the WWE, and you saw this many botches, would you really give that a fucking 5?
If they make it acted like it's realism,
you give it a 5.
When Tanahashi just gave him the punches, just gave him that realism. It's like, dude, you're fucking up, but here, I'm gonna give you this.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was like, yeah.
You're gonna fucking hurt me, dude. Chaos. What the fuck's wrong with you? It's pretty much what he said. What are you trying to fucking kill me? He dropped him on his fucking head. He threw him into the fucking ring, fucking thing, head first. Not to mention, wrong shoulder first. I mean, I thought he broke his neck at one point.
Yeah.
I did. I thought twice there. I thought when he came off that top rope and when he went into that ring fucking post, I thought he broke his fucking neck. Or at least pinched his fucking spine. I really did.
Yeah.
And I'm thinking to myself, if I'm Tanahashi, I'm getting the fuck up and I'm just fucking beating this dude.
And that's what he did.
Yep.
And
that's what I like about New Japan Pro Wrestling. You don't get in trouble for that.
No.
WWE, you would be fined for that shit.
Suspended for 60 days.
Yeah.
And it's like, dude, it's fucking wrestling, of course.
All right. You want to fuck up? You want to hurt me? Good enough.
Good enough. Expect the payback.
Exactly. I'm going to give you some. Fucking.
And so Tanahashi beats Ibushi. Dude, the match went 40 minutes. Well, not 40 minutes, but it was like 38 and some odd
38 and like 48 seconds, something like that, yeah.
Yeah, I rounded it up to 40 minutes.
Yeah.
Didn't seem like it was 40 minutes.
No, I flew by. It did.
Yeah, and then at the end, we had our second surprise, which I knew who it was. But
I didn't.
But it was the character Sling Blade. And he revealed who's actually playing the character, and it's Jay White, the Kiwi Crazy. He goes out and he tells Tanahashi, and I'm gonna get into this before revealing what happened with the Sling Blade and Tanahashi. But New Japan Pro Wrestling, you could hear what they're saying in the ring, and that's what I love about New Japan Pro Wrestling.
Well, come on, bitch. Come on, then.
Yeah.
I fucking lost it when Ospreay did that. You want to throw? Okay. Well, let's throw then.
Come on,
bitch.
And then you hear Marty Scurll. It's just like, super hit, wait, fake, psych out.
Right? Super kick, fake, not.
And oh man, that's what I love. If you want to hear all those in-ring talks, go. NJPW is not for kids, and they have like 15 of them. They have 15 of them. It's great, and it's great. Mm-hmm. But at the end, Sling Blade got revealed. It's Jay White. Jay White walks down to Tanahashi, tells him, "It's my time now. You know this. The day was coming. Today is the day." And Jay White takes out Tanahashi, which I was just like, "You didn't need to do that, bro. You could have just made it and walked out. That's it."
It's good to see the kid from Wanted found work. Just saying, man. It's good to see. He was a good actor. It's good to see that he stepped up and did something with his life, you know?
You don't remember Jay White from ROH, do you?
No, I do. I'm being a smart ass because when he came out, he looked, all I could think of, I just watched the movie Wanted. And then fucking, I see him come out looking like the kid from fucking Wanted with fucking long hair. I'm like, ah.
He looks like a wannabe Mad Max.
Yes. Yes, he does, actually. He fucking.
I mean, I like that. I like the whole entire, like, the outfit, the black leather patch, which remind me of Kenny Omega. But the thing that
his gimmick actually brings me back to Vampiro.
Yes.
That's what it reminds me of, Vampiros. Evil reminds me of, one of the greatest of all times, Kevin Sullivan. Shout out to Mitch Reese. Oh, fuck. I'm going to get kicked out of the Fatal 4.
I think Mitch is already kicked out before you are. He hasn't even showed.
Hey, don't hate on the Brock Lesnar contract, kid. Half the time, our shows are up past the kid's bedtime.
That's true. That is true.
We got to start doing shows earlier for him. I mean, baby boy gets tired. I fucking love those guys. I do.
Mm-hmm. So what was your rating on the pay-per-view, brother?
I gave it actually a 4.8.
4.8?
It, to me, is the best pay-per-view I've seen in a long... Well, I mean, I can't really say that because the other last pay-per-view from New Japan Pro Wrestling I said the same thing about. So, pretty much, to me, everything I've seen from New Japan Pro Wrestling in the last couple months, their pay-per-views, their shows, ROH the same way. They're better than WWE in every aspect. I dare say that Power Struggle was actually better than any pay-per-view WWE has put out in the last 2 years to 3. Even you can't even with Impact, since the Main Event Mafia and Jeff Hardy was his gimmick champion there. Honestly, they haven't even put anything on worth watching like that.
No, but we will cover Bound for Glory tomorrow.
Yep.
And we'll give you our impressions on it. It's not going to look good.
Valkyrie's out.
Yeah, which, the Red Wedding.
I was looking forward to the Red Wedding.
Yeah,
I was looking forward to that match.
But we'll talk about that tomorrow. We're talking about New Japan and ROH.
I do want to touch on one thing real quick.
Go ahead.
Triple H at ICW.
That one just what I always get. He was just pretty much shit. Not promoting, but praising ICW for bringing up the British Indian wrestling scene. Honestly,
So here's my question to you.
Huh?
Triple H is one of the biggest names in WWE currently.
Mm-hmm.
In the office and ring.
Yeah, but if you look at
the factor that he was able to go to another show, which you know they have that in his contract, that everything has to be approved for him to appear anywhere. For him to be able to appear on an independent show like that, what are the odds that they are now going to send over talent to NXT?
They already have.
That's what I mean. Like, what do you think? Do you think they're going to be a new, like, fundamental league?
It's
like officially, like funded, like when Vince McMahon did it for ECW.
Yes, funded. Yes, I have. Yes. It's the British NXT.
Yeah, that's what I mean. Like, are they going to fund it? Is what I'm saying. You know what I mean? Are they going to start helping them out, bringing over talent and doing crossover talent and everything? Like, are they going to actually do what they did for OVW?
I don't know. I think they're just going to keep it as their own little British scene area.
See, I'll be disappointed in that. I think there's a lot of potential right there. I really do.
And Triple H was over there because of the European tour. He was there for 5 days, remember?
Oh, I do. I'm just saying, I think there's a lot of potential for great matches. And not only that, but that opens up the whole pay-per-views over in the UK and Ireland.
Yes.
You know what I mean? That opens all that up. And it opens up so many more. There's so many other great promotions over in England.
Yep.
And over in Europe, European wrestlers in general are fucking awesome.
Mm-hmm.
It opens up so much talent pool to come down. Why would they not open that relationship up? Or if Vince McMahon can say, here, I'll give you $1 million, $2 million a year, help fund your shit, and I'll upgrade your shit and your rings, here you go. All you got to do is let me handpick the talent that I want and want you to push.
He does that already.
That was Cornette's biggest issue with when he was doing OVW. He'd be called up and told to push or put this guy in the main event, and they'd already been leading up a show to this guy and another guy, but now they want to put this guy because WWE wants to put him up big time quick into the match all of a sudden and put him into the storyline, which had been written out 5 weeks in advance.
Remember that European tournament that they had?
Yeah.
Majority of those wrestlers came from ICW and Progressive Wrestling.
No, I know. But what I'm saying is they don't fund them. They're not contracted developmental.
No.
What I'm saying is you think WWE's starting to do that.
A lot of the other wrestlers that was on those rosters went to Wide World of Sport, the British.
Right.
You know, the other British televised show. So what Vince McMahon did, he got the other half of those wrestlers, got them on a retainer.
Right.
Can't compete on Wide World of Sports.
Because if I'm Vince McMahon right now, and I'm looking at all the talent that's coming up, and I'm seeing them jump over to ROH, and I'm seeing them jump to, these other little minor leagues that are actually popping up and starting to pop and drawing bases, I'm getting nervous.
Yes.
I'm getting scared. I'm going to find a way to make sure that before any of these great talents slip away from my hands, that I have first nail on them.
You invest in these company, but it's not 7-8 figure investments.
Right.
5-6 figure investments into the company. So it's just enough, for a new canvas, for new ropes, for new turnbuckles, which some of those promotions really do need.
Oh, yeah.
And everything else is, like the Titantrons, the lights, that's all from the company. But those investments, they could go either way. You could put it for the lights and the Titantron, or you could just fix your ring.
Or you could put it into your talent.
And some of them do put it into their talents. And he did the same thing with Evolve.
Mm-hmm.
And he put in, it's not a big, huge investment. It's not like a 6-figure, or it's not a 7-8 figure, 9-figure investment. It's a small investment that, here, this will keep you going for the year.
You know what I don't like about the European Championship? What I really don't like about it now, or whatever the fuck they're calling it, the British Championship or the UK title, whatever the fuck they're calling it. I honestly think it should have came out as a European Championship. I
Yes.
think the factor that Shane McMahon is the one who retired that belt is a bit shameful to begin with because it was actually a prestigious belt. It
Yeah,
really was.
it was.
And I personally believe they should have brought that back. And I think honestly, they should have made it a company wide thing and not just a British tournament deal. I think it should have involved our guys, their guys. I mean,
Anything that has a
Cesaro should have been in
European
it, in my personal opinion. You know,
background.
why wasn't Cesaro in it? He's European. Why
Yeah,
wasn't Barrett? Why wasn't Barrett Wade in it? He's
because
European.
they released him before that.
Did we release him for? I thought we released him after that.
No, before that.
Oh,
No,
Wade
he was
Barrett. Excuse
injured.
me.
He was injured. That's why he couldn't
Right.
go. Yeah, they wanted Finn Balor to be on there, but he was injured also.
Um, there was just so many European talents at the time in the WWE. There was enough to send over there, and that would have mixed it up a bit. You know what I'm saying? And that
And I'm
would have
pretty
put these
sure they
over. It
would
would
rather travel all around Europe than travel all around here in Mexico for 350 days.
you think about it though? I think they'd rather be over in Europe.
Yeah.
They'd be having more fun, and they're working with other talent from they're doing crossover, which for them is even better because now they know that they can compete with their talent, that they can in-ring act with them.
Yep.
So when WWE's contract runs up, now they've got the door open other places. They know that these guys can come in and compete with these dudes.
I don't know what they're thinking because they helped the Hong Kong promotion out there.
Mm-hmm.
They helped they helped Great Khali's promotion. They gave him a little investment too.
Mm-hmm. Fucking Khali.
I mean,
RoboCop, man, fucking RoboCop.
But there's something going on. There's something wrong. They're not. I don't know if it's the writers. I don't know if it's just Vince McMahon. It's just like I already did what my dream was, and I'm not doing it. I'm just gonna I'm gonna run it till how I run it until I'm done running it, and then my kids have their dreams, and they're gonna, let their dreams go.
McMahon's going
But dude,
now, bro.
they could have done so much. They could have, like you said, they could have done a European promotion, which is affiliated to WWE.
Right.
Bring all those. They could have done so much. They could even have 205 mixed in with the European squad roster.
I just know that I think WWE is missing out here. I think that they have an opportunity to swoop up a couple of these promotions over there, honestly, or take majority control of them. They have the money. And they could be doing cross shows.
They can.
I mean, we could send half the British talent over here, half the American talent over there. And we could keep swapping it up. There's so much potential.
But you know who does that already? New Japan.
Pro Wrestling.
New Japan does that already. They send their wrestlers to ROH or they send their wrestlers to Mexico to see them out. It's a working partnership. And it works. Yeah. And Vince McMahon doesn't see it.
No, because he wants to control everything. It's a control issue. Yeah. That's what it comes right down to. It's control of it. McMahon wants to control everything about wrestling. McMahon believes that he is the god of wrestling.
Yep.
And I'll say this right now. Without Vince McMahon and Ted Turner in the Monday Night Wars,
wrestling would have been crap.
It never would have been what it is today. We got the golden era growing up. We got the second coming of the golden era. Because the golden era was back in the fucking 20s and 30s and 50s. That was the golden era.
It's only rope.
Right? Abraham Lincoln was part of the golden era.
Immigrants were still coming in here. And you guys were wrestling right there for just a free show for the immigrants.
Wrestling the Bears for fun.
Yeah.
But no, like legitimately though, Vince McMahon started making wrestling what it is when he came out with WrestleMania.
Go ahead.
That right there is what really started when he did the whole rock and wrestling connection and crossing over with Mr. T. I think it was WrestleMania 3, wasn't it? That Piper versus Mr. T.
Yeah.
Which one was it? Because it was like there was a later one. Piper painted himself
there was
half
two
black
matches.
versus Bad News Browns.
I think it was 2 and 3.
Yeah, because remember because at one point it was Piper and Orndorff against Mr. T and Hulk Hogan.
Yes.
The first WrestleMania was Orndorff and Hulk Hogan.
Yes.
If I remember correctly. Then it was Hulk Hogan, Mr. T, Mr. Wonderful.
No, 3 was Andre the Giant and Hogan.
Right. 3 was where Piper fought Bad News Brown, right?
I think so. I
gotta go back. Half black.
I was only like, I don't know. I don't even remember how old I was. But we're coming to the. I'm sorry, Scott, but we're coming to the end of the show. Some of the wrestling card, the card for Wrestle Kingdom 12 is out, and I'm just gonna name some of it that are actually confirmed, and we did say some of it later, and you're gonna like some of them. Young Bucks versus Roppongi Vice 3K, Yo and Show. That's for the IWGP Junior Heavyweight Tag Team titles, which I was looking forward to, hoping when is the Young Bucks going to face Roppongi Vice 3K. Right, that it's Cody Rhodes versus Kota Ibushi for the ROH title. If Cody Rhodes beats Dalton Castle at the ROH pay-per-view.
I'm worried for you, Cody. Not with Castle. Yeah. Not with Castle.
Dalton Castle, I like his gimmick. I like his gimmick. So
I like Castle too. I do, but I'm more worried about because I don't think they're not gonna put the belt on Castle.
Not yet.
They're gonna have they want the inner promotion for the belt match because that's gonna draw money on both sides.
Yes, and there's a spectacular wrestler that Cody Rhodes Cody Rhodes hasn't even wrestled, but was on Cody Rhodes' list. Kota Ibushi.
Yes, Kota Ibushi.
Mm-hmm. And then you got the IWGP Heavyweight 4-way: Will Ospreay, Marty Scurll, Kushida, and Hiromu Takahashi for the IWGP Junior Heavyweight title. And then I don't know how it's going to be. I don't know who it's going to be, how it's going to set up. Is it going to be Tanahashi versus the Sling Blade, then Omega versus Jericho, then Okada versus Naito, or is it Jericho, Omega, then Tanahashi, then Okada? But matches that are confirmed for those people, like we said earlier, the revelation of the Sling Blade, which is Jay White. He's facing Tanahashi for the IWGP Intercontinental title, and then Jericho facing Omega for the US IWGP Heavyweight title, which is interesting. I thought it was a non-title match, but they made it a title match, which is cool. And if Jericho does win it, I don't think they're going to have a match at WrestleMania.
No,
because you're not going to bring. There's no way they're going to bring an IWGP championship over to WrestleMania.
There's no way Kenny Omega's stepping in the WWE ring.
Yeah, and then
if he ever does, I will eat crow, and I will say I'm wrong. I will go out, and I'm sorry for the people this offends, but I will go shoot a crow. I will defeather it. I will cook it with some lemon, some salt, some pepper, some butter, maybe a little garlic powder and an onion, and I will eat fucking crow.
Mm-hmm.
Because I'm going to tell you what right now, Omega will not give up control of his character. He will not give up his name. He will not censor himself. Omega will never wrestle in WWE. He doesn't need to.
Yeah,
he doesn't see WrestleMania like other wrestlers do. He sees Wrestle Kingdom better than WrestleMania.
And he's been living in Japan for more over than 5 years. So
yeah, he's good.
Yeah, he is good. And then the main event at Wrestle Kingdom 12, it's the GOAT, Okada, versus Los Ingobernables. I'm Mexican and I can't even say it. The Japón Tetsu. I'm really looking forward to that match. I'm hoping it's a great match. Naito and Okada. You got, let's see, 5 of the greatest wrestlers in the game right now in that card.
More than that.
Even, yeah, more than that. But, I mean, you look at the end of that.
Do you know what that card's not? That card's not garbage.
Not garbage.
You know what WWE's Survivor Series pay-per-view pretty much is? Garbage.
They better do something. They better do something. We'll see what they're going to do for tonight on Raw and then tomorrow on SmackDown.
You know what's going to happen on Raw tonight? I'm going to tell you. I am going to give you what's going to happen on Raw tonight. You're going to tune in. There's going to be an open and talk sequence. There's going to be a mid-card match that isn't going to be very entertaining. And there's going to be some more talking between the commentators. Then there's going to be another match. Well, first it'll be a promo, then a match. It most likely be a women's match. That will probably be Alexa Bliss versus one of her many returning opponents. Or it could be Bayley crying about whatever. Then you're going to have another mid-card match, which will probably be Elias versus fucking Jason Jordan for Viagra. Guitar on the pole match. Why don't I just put Jason Jordan's mother on a fucking forklift?
Oh my
Fuck
God.
you, Vince Russo. I swear if they got that idea from you, I'll get Jim Cornette to come see
On
you.
his grave.
I'm going to send Jim Cornette to his house. Fucking. And then we're going to be graced with, possibly Brock Lesnar or Paul Heyman if we're lucky enough to have him over on the European tour, because we all know that Brock Lesnar doesn't like to do really anything. And then we'll have some piss poor main event that will be less than fulfilling and satisfying.
And that's why I watch New Japan Pro Wrestling.
Yeah. My recommendations, find New Japan Pro Wrestling or ROH Online.
Yeah.
Watch the shows.
Yeah, they're good. Last but not least, I forgot about this. Tomorrow night is a big night for the wrestling fans. Wrestling's going to be on ESPN tomorrow night.
Mm-hmm.
It's Ric Flair's 30 for 30 tomorrow night, and I am stoked. I think I even have that recorded on my TV. Like, it's already set to record. So if I don't even watch it, if I'm watching SmackDown, that shit's coming on. I'm definitely gonna be watching that later.
So tomorrow night, then after,
I think it's at 7.
It's 7. Okay, I was gonna say because the Impact's on at 8. So if it's at 7, what we can do is we can cover that and cover Impact.
We'll cover that because since tomorrow we're covering Bound for Glory.
Yep. SmackDown too on Fatal 4.
Well, yeah, we'll cover Raw and Bound for Glory tomorrow, and then Wednesday we'll cover SmackDown and 30 for 30. So far that's the schedule. It just looks like for the first 2 days here.
Mm-hmm. Card subject to change. It's very likely that we're going to be sitting around some point getting stoned and saying, you know what, let's get on here and talk to the boys and let them know what's up.
Yep. Don't be expect that a lot.
They will be Scotty's rants too very often.
Majority of the time it will be Scotty's rants.
Yes. I get very hot tempered very quickly over the bullshit in the industry and the misuse of people and I'm that lovable, sarcastic asshole that you all learn to love to hate, kind of like KO.
And you're 6'8", 320, so
don't like it, don't give a shit about it.
And people are afraid of you.
No, people aren't scared of me. Why would they be scared of someone like me?
Dude, you're a foot taller and 100 pounds more than me. I'm scared.
Don't be scared. I'm just a pothead.
No,
I'm that friendly stoner.
So yeah, but there's one thing that I have to say. To the people down in Sulphur Springs, Texas. Sorry. Guns are bad. I don't like guns. I don't prefer to use guns. I'm a peaceful person, it's just killing's just wrong. It says it in all the commandments. It's just killing is just wrong. So my heart and prayers goes out to those people out there. Down there in South.
Mine as well. And I gotta say, I may not see the same point of views as my boy here on guns. I don't believe guns kill people. It's bad, mentally ill people that hurt people like that. And the fact that they did it at a church just makes it even more that distasteful. You should never kill in the name of God for any reason. And even if you're an atheist and you don't believe in God or you're Jewish or Muslim or Scientology, whatever. I think we all can agree that this was an extreme tragedy, and the loss of these people and the trauma that they went through is unbearable to even think of. And my heart pains and bleeds for these people and their families and their friends and their community. And I just send my thoughts and prayers out to them.
Exactly. So that's the end of our show. Thank you again. Scotty, give them your Twitter.
Talk Savad 83.
You can hit me at Al Presidente 24 or 12 on Twitter. It's one of those two. Like I always say, I don't, we're not much Twitter guys. But you also can send us messages on the Stoner Bros Twitter page.
Mm-hmm.
And you're expecting to get us a reply from either one of us. You could please like and subscribe to this page. Hit that like button. Hit that subscribe button.
It's right there. Right there.
Yeah. And again, thank you. Thank you for letting us do this, man. We like doing this. We really do.
And if you have any questions or any suggestions for shows or questions that you would like us to answer for you, feel free to put them in the comments. Feel free to DM us on the Stoner Bros on Twitter. We will be setting up a Facebook page here within the week or so.
But you can hit us on the
Bros
page.
Yeah, you can DM us on that. Just put who at the top of your email. Just put at who the question's to. If it's to both of us, then at the Stoner Bros, or if it's to Big Scotty D over here, then put it to me, or Al Presidente, the goat of all podcasts. Put it to him.
We're gonna give. You can email us at stonerbros17@gmail.com. I wish I was computer savvy so I could put it up across the screen like that, but I'm not, so sorry. But other than that, we're out of here. We got.
Wait, what was that email again?
Stonerbros17.
Hold on.
@gmail.com. Yeah, there you go. Email us there, and we'll email you right back. Me and Scott both have access to that email. Other than that, good night.
Oh, my shopping list.
Goodbye. Peace, love, and happiness. And we'll see you tomorrow, same time, same bat channel. Adios.